In Massachusetts along Everett Street, and Everett Street has apartment kind of buildings along them, and you might wonder what they're all about. What they're all about is that West Boylston fiber mills needed to have lots and lots of homes for lots of workers because it was a fiber mill making the start product, making the finished product. They would go from machinery out to spreads of cloth and then put it onto their equipment and then make clothes for themselves. And you need lots of workers to do all the jobs they needed to do. Now there's a big reservoir back of us, and that reservoir has pedestrian bridges, and the workers would be able to go across them. So we're going to look at this house. It's 2 stories high and then half story added to the roof, so 2.5 stories. And we're going to look at each one, and you're going to say this is the first type of worker home. And so what we're going to do now is look at all the types. And so the next one we go to is to its right. It's a white house. So it's a different style, but if you look at it, it's 2.5 floors high, but a lot shorter. So they wanted to be able to fit it into the geometric pattern that they had going. And this one was basically just maybe a third size of the other one. Now we look at the yellow one beyond that, a pale yellow. And you can see that we're back to style number 1. So there's 2 styles, and this one's style number 1, same amount of dormers as the first one, 6 dormers in it, several porches and short porches, and they all have the same look. Now if you look beyond that, there's a green building, and so finally they're trying to fit that into the amount of land they had left, and they made it drastically different. So that's 4 on this side. So we're going to sweep around now back to our yellow, bright yellow, and then keep that pattern in mind, and then look at the next one to its right, which is a beige color, and there's 6 dormers. There's 2 large porches, 2 small porches, which is very similar to the ones you've seen before, right? 2.5 floors high. So we'll look now at the light blue one along the way. Up to it. And same thing, 2.5 floors, 6 dormers, 4 porches. And so you have here 1, 2, 3, 4 in the style of number 1. All right, then we're going to look at the bright green one out there. And that bright green one looks like style number 2. We saw on the right a white house, but a bright green one. 2 dormers, but the same very unique side dormers, and then 2.5 floors high with 2 porches. So there's 2 styles there. And then we'll look beyond that, we see a light gray one. And that light gray one, finally something, it's as a side dormer, that's the same, but there's only 4 dormers on the top of it, and it's 2.5 floors high. And so you have one that's finally style number 3. So style 1 is 6 dormers wide, style 2 is 2 dormers wide. This is a one that's 4 dormers wide, so it's a style. And then beyond that, you see one with 2 dormers. So there's 3 with 2 dormers, 4 with 6 dormers, and 1 with 4 dormers. That's what we can see along Everett Street. But if we went out to another street called Grant Street, that's right behind us, you see the same thing. So over and over again, and we're going to peek up the side street. So we're going to peek between the white and the tan. And what do you see? You see the side dormer, and you see the front dormers on the street out there. So these homes, whether they're on Everett Street, on Grant Street, or on one of the side streets, have all these same kind of patterns with very unique looking side dormers and a certain amount of width. We found 3 different styles. And even some of the side streets, they continue doing this over and over again. There's one right behind this, right yellow one. You can see its side dormer over and over again with the same style. So thank you very much for stopping on this Everett Street Worker Homes, and you're going to see this pattern on other stops.